Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back in Jason Atkinson, a filmmaker and former Southern Oregon legislator. Jason, good to see you again. How are you today?
Well, thank you.
So we wanted to bring you in here today. Obviously, your film came out, I guess it was just 6 months ago, A River Between Us, all about the Klamath River. And obviously with this decision made about, I believe, a couple weeks ago now, what do you think of the decision to remove the dams between the governors and Secretary of the Interior?
Well, I think it's the second best decision. I don't want to criticize all the hard work that went into it. I support eventually what they got around to. What we had done so hard was develop a film and go around politics, because it was my firm belief that only the executive branch, only the president could take the dams off the table. Congress was never going to do that. And so a couple of weeks ago, they did in fact take the dams off the table. The states have set aside the money for it. It's a little bit more complicated than frankly it needed to be. The perfect deal, which would have taken care of agriculture, taken care of tribal interest, and done the portion for the river. Congress failed on that last December. And so the pressure of the film and the pressure of all of the work that we had done behind the scenes politically with the White House, at a certain point we did have success by the signing ceremony a couple of weeks ago. And that portion will remove the dams. Now, this will be the largest river restoration project in American history. The portion for tribal interests still is not resolved. The portion for agriculture still is not resolved. I believe we'll get there. You know, government is wonderfully slow and sloppy, but in this case, you know, we'll take success, and you know, there's a tremendous amount of people to thank. The film, nobody thought you could make a film and make it matter to East Coast audiences and change culture in an effect to fix a Western river. But, you know, as I told my son when I took him out of school for that event, it was his third governor signing, his sixth governors, and there's been 4 presidents of the United States involved in this. So this is a long-term play. But in all reality, we got it done.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you were telling me this before we started rolling, that the film was very well received on the East Coast. It seems like the further you get from home, the more received it is. Is that fair?
Well, I don't know if it's fair.
You
know, I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's that people already, when they hear Klamath, they think of negative politics. If they hear river, that you get siloed very quickly. And so this, what I made really is not a political film. It's really got nothing to do with, you know, fish or taking a position really on the environment. What we did is, and the direction and why it was so difficult was, make this matter to someone that takes a subway to work. Make this matter to people who aren't motivated by Western politics. Remember, this is the longest standing water war in the Western United States. This is the home to the secessionist movement. This is the place where multi-generations of racial tensions have happened. This is where some of the worst politics have happened. If you remember from 2001 and 2002, that the station covered so well with what happened with the water shut off and then the fish kill. I mean, this is really ground zero. What people don't know, and why I think there's reluctance here to see the film when there's not in other parts of the world, is that this is the most beautiful story that you've ever seen. These are the most courageous people that you've ever seen. And audiences around the world are falling in love with A River Between Us and the people who are in them and the courageous steps that they took. So, you know, you see the very best in America right here, you know,
right here
on the Klamath River in our own backyard, and we captured it in the film A River Between Us.
Okay, and people can see that right now at their house. It sounds like...
Yeah, it's out. Now, we keep winning and playing festivals, which is terrific, and it plays around the country on universities. But in October, it was released to the world through Netflix. It's on Amazon, and it's on iTunes. And you just go in and search A River Between Us, and go there, like it, give us 5 stars, and put it on Facebook and help it go out. It's interesting because it goes out in spurts. So one week it'll be everywhere, all over in all these neighborhoods in South Carolina, and then the next week it's all over and it's very popular in New Orleans, and then it's always been popular in New York City. And I think you know, we in the West are exotic to people in the East. You know, we we don't think of any difference between Native Americans and cowboys. It's just part of our culture, but it's exotic. And to see people heal, which is what this story is, and lead, gives a lot of hope to places like Georgia, where they have the Chattahoochee River that they've been fighting, or the Hudson, or even the Mississippi. I mean, this really is what this story here really is the national example. And then we have supporters and people that love the film in Rwanda and South Africa and Tanzania and the Philippines, and then most recently Vietnam. So people get the larger picture when they see the film.
Very cool. Well, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back.